Hang on, first things first. Oh yeah. Okay. Very popular demand. We're back with the 72 Gran Torino Sport here in Oz. Last video we had the engine out and it was gone. Went off to PLR Engines in Brisbane. Did a fantastic job building me a beautiful 408 stroker for my Q-coated Cobra Jet 351. Now we're stroked up to 408 cubic inches. All done, all finished, in, running, new original transmission, all rebuilt. The diff's all been done. We've got a 3.7 to 1 gear in it with a track lock in it. The C6 auto in it, original one, but all rebuilt with heavy duty clutches and bands and everything in it. Transcooler, shift kit, it's come up fantastic. The engine I'm so happy with. It's the second engine that PLR have built for me. We had a 73 Mark 1 Mustang before this, and they built a 393 with the CHI heads and everything. That was really good. This one's even better. 408, just those extra cubic inches, just gives you so much more torque down low. But it still revs. I was worried that the 408s would be a bit more sluggy, but nah, this thing revs like a beast. So I think the main, it's a pretty standard 408 stroker kit. And remember, this was a budget build. This isn't some massive big dollar thing with a solid roller cam and alloy heads and all the rest of it. This is I've got the stock 4V closed chamber cast iron heads on it, all rebuilt, all done, all new valves and K guides, everything's all done. It was a budget build. This is my money, not your money. So, I could only do, I would have loved to have gone solid roller and another set of CHI 3Vs on it. That may come later, but for what it's come out, for the money that we spent on it, it's fantastic. PLR Engines in Brisbane, definitely the place to go if you want an engine built. John there is fantastic and walks you through the process, and you get what you pay for. He's meticulous with his work, fantastic. What we did do with this one was a one-piece rear main seal, which was, I think, is very important with these Clevelands. The two-piece seals, it doesn't matter what you do, they just seem to drip. So that couple extra bucks of getting the block machined and having that one-piece rear main seal in it, so far so good. So yeah, really cool. We'll start at the top and work our way down. So carby at the moment is only a 780 back sec Holly, vacuum secondary Holly. The original idea when we did the 393 and the Mustang was to build a 351 on the RPO 83 specs, with the same sort of cam, and I went for the Scott Cook dual plane intake, and it was all good, but I think to get that power you got to go. There's talk about dual plane and single plane on the street. I like single plane. I like my engines to rev, and that's why it's at 3.7 to 1. It's only a 15-inch rim on them, so they're only like a 26-inch high tyre on it, so 25 and a half, I think. So it's, by the time I'm halfway up the street, it's already in top gear, so it's geared down nicely. Anyway, start at the top. So like I said, the carby, there's a new carby coming, but we'll get back to that in a minute. So we've got the Talker, single plane Edelbrock intake on it. Then the 4V closed chamber cast iron heads. These are the original ones that came with the car. There was, in 72, there was that time when they were switching over to open chamber. I got very lucky, and this thing has the closed chamber heads on it, which is awesome. So, I've got the head thing there. I can't remember what the CC is. I think it's 62 or 63 cc's on the chambers on them. So it's a scat stroker kit that's in it. Like I said, budget once again. So it's not the forged crank, it's the cast crank, the 9000 series, or the 6000C, I think they've changed the number to, with the I-beam rods. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to hold up, no problems. We had the cast crank in the 393 and I was revving that thing to 7200 and that was fine. It was holding up no problems, so that's cool. The SRP pistons in it, now they have a 16cc dish on the piston, which with those heads has given it a compression ratio of 10.2 to 1, which is, it's fine. Like I said, it's got stacks of power. It's yeah, we were going to go flat top, but yeah, ended up with the 16cc dish, and they're fine. It's awesome. So there's all ARP studs all through it, the head bolts, everything, like all the good gear. So it's going to hold together. The block was sonic tested, T-plate, everything. They do everything properly at PLR. So you know, you get what you pay for. You spend the money, you get the right engine. Like I said, this is the second Cleveland they've built for me, and it's fantastic. I'm really, really happy with it. Oil pumps, just a standard oil pump, all new of course. It's got the Moroso oil restrictor kit in it, just to slow that oil down. They end up punching too much oil up the top of the Clevelands, so it's worked, and there's plenty of other people that use them. It's got the stock sump on it. But yeah, all good. MSD ignition, the 6AL, just the standard, just the 6AL box. The Pro Billet MSD on it. I went in the black series. I've sort of gone with a black look in the engine. Same with the air filter. It's the Aeroflow. You know, it's got the scoop top on it, and with that bonnet scoop, it just works out perfectly. So really good. As far as carby goes, we've got a new carby coming from Pro Systems. I've spoken to Patrick James in the States. He's building the HP 950 for it. I've given him all the engine specs, the weight of the car, the gear ratio, all that sort of stuff. He reckons he'll have the jet size down to 1 or 2, you know. So it should, and he's even talking about the idle will be set on the carby. That should be here in the next week. We'll do a video on that when it comes. Being a 950, which is a big carby, but by the time with his metering blocks and everything and the way it's set up, it should run around between 830 and 850 CFM. So I'm really looking forward to that thing coming. That's a double pumper, of course. So yeah, that's going to be awesome. We've had like I said, the trans was done, the diff was done, the paint on the car is average. You can see I've done let's grab the camera and we'll just go in for a little zoom in. I did a clean up and paint job, just a spray can paint job in the engine bay. With the Torinos and that, these things were just black on the inside, so I did it in flat black. It's come out fantastic. I'm really happy with it compared to how it was. So you can have a look down the side here. It's one of those cars with a 20 foot, you know, from 20 feet away or even 10 or 15 feet away with my eyes. You know, the paint job looks killer. So the Magnum 500 rims on it. Yeah, really cool. And then let's get this bonnet down. Sorry for my shitty camera, but... and that's what I love, these big scoops on the Torino. That sits right over top of the air cleaner, so it's like a ram air setup on it. So, you know, faster you go, the faster they go. So I'll just set this camera back up again. There we go. Another quick sipsy. I think what's happened, the good thing with this engine, I've got the cam card here. So, like I said, 10.2 to 1 compression, 408 cubic inches. All good gear through it. Scorpion roller rockers, like the yellow roller rockers. There's a 2-inch spacer on top of the Edelbrock Talker. But I think it's the camshaft what's made this engine special. I'm really happy with it. Like, it revs so hard and it's got so much torque down low as well. So it's really, really good. It's a Howard's cams. I'll put the part number if you want to, you know, get the part number and have a look. But I've got the specs for the cam are it's 244, 252 at 50 thou. the 106 degrees of lobe separation. It's got I can't see with these glasses, 611 lift on the exhaust and 588 on the intake. So, but I think that's what's made this engine so good, is this camshaft that's in it. You know, the way they do camshafts these days, and it's a solid flat tapper cam. You know, it's it's definitely not a hydraulic roller. I'm not a girl, okay? But those cams are for girls. If I had the money, it would have been a solid roller cam, and like I said, CHI heads and all that stuff. Built the compression up and done more with it. But this is my car, my money. It's not your money. It's my money, my car. That's all I had. So we did what we could do with it. It's like I said, we'll do next videos. We'll go out and do some burnouts and stuff in it. It absolutely hammers. It'll light the tyres for all 3 gears. No worries. Goes really good. The carby will be coming in the next week and a half. We'll do a video on that, and then we'll go out and do some videos of it out on the road. And it's so easy to drive, being automatic with power steering and the stall converter. It's got a 3.5 grand stall in it. You tick along at 40 miles an hour, 60 kilometres an hour, and just happy as anything. Or you sink the boot into it, and yeah, she's typical Cleveland. Fantastic. I'll see you out on the road soon.